going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. It's Friday the 13th, in case you couldn't tell by the intro. That being said, though, we're not seeing any Friday the 13th resonance here, okay? All I'm seeing is green. I don't want to jinx it, so let's just tread carefully. If we look at some of the biggest gainers of the day, we have Mixin up 17.7%. Bitcoin Gold, I know they had some news about their wallet, and they had a successful fork. Populous, Data Token, Gas, Ontology, Bytecoin Dash, 0x Steam, Ethos, and Zilliqa, all making nice returns. Bitcoin is sitting at a comfortable $6,256, although I'm sure we'd like it to be a little bit higher. Bitcoin dominance has fallen by 0.3%, which means some of these alts are probably seeing a little bit of love. So hopefully we took the weekend dip early and we'll only be going up from here, but you know, flip a coin. Who knows? Anyway, moving on, guys. So usually I get right into the news. Today, I wanted to talk about an article that I found quite interesting about potential manipulation in the space. I know it's a topic we talk about all the time, but this article is entitled, "Dear Cryptocurrency Investors, They're Trying to Trick You." So in a nutshell, I'm not going to go through this whole article, but it's basically about a guy named George Hearst, all right? And at the time, he owned 3 of the highest producing mining operations in American history. No, I'm not talking about Bitcoin mining. I'm talking about actual physical mining, like in the ground and stuff like that, all right? So the thing is, though, is he didn't exactly acquire these in a standard way. So basically, one of his best tactics was to buy local newspapers to circulate what we would now refer to as fake news, right? So his goal was to basically acquire claims on the cheap by scaring individuals into thinking that the government was going to swoop in and seize their land. Fear started to settle in on the town, and people would rather sell their claims at a deep discount to Hearst and let him take all the risk with the government saying that, they might be able to lose everything. The problem is that the government was never really a threat, and it was Hearst who started all the rumors to begin with. Why am I bringing this up? Well, does this start to look familiar, guys? I highlighted a few paragraphs down here. You have Jamie Dimon, right? The CEO of JP Morgan. He's been bashing cryptocurrencies in the media while his London trading desk has been buying them up at the same exact time. Seems a little odd, don't you think? Why would he be talking bad about cryptocurrencies to the media and at the same time be buying cryptocurrencies for himself? Sounds like the George Hearst strategy, doesn't it? Shortly after the first decline of cryptocurrencies in 2018, Poland's central bank came clean about hiring a marketing firm to create bad publicity for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Why would they do that? Oh, wait, because they don't want to buy cryptos at super high prices. Sounds like the George Hearst strategy. Are you guys seeing a little bit of a repetition here? Same thing with the mainstream media, okay? Talking negative about it while they're busy buying it all up in the background. So just be careful and don't take everything that you see for face value. There's a lot of reasons why people are doing and saying and acting the way that they are. And yeah, so that being said, I just thought that would be a very interesting way to start this off. And the other thing I want to mention too is for anyone that's like, oh, Bitcoin's in a bubble, this is in a bubble. Yeah, well, guess what? I was talking to somebody yesterday who was telling me everything's in a bubble. Housing is in a bubble. And to prove it, there is now officially 3 times more debt in the world than there is actual money. If that's not a problem, I don't know what is, guys. However, I'll tell you one thing. If you had $1 last year this time, you still have $1. However, if you took this guy's advice and you bought a Bitcoin last year, you still have a Bitcoin, but you also have 2.5 times the value that you would have had in dollars. That's something to think about. So this short-term mentality that we have sometimes, you have to look at the bigger picture, okay? So guys, let's talk about some news. We have crypto exchange Binance is backing the world's first decentralized bank in Malta. So Founders Bank will now be providing what they call a progressive fintech solution to the world of innovation and blockchain. So this project is a collaboration between the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by turnover, Binance. I'm sure you're all aware of that right now. And New Fund. So the junior minister for digital innovation and finance had this to say. He said, "This is another block to our ever-growing blockchain island ecosystem. Next week, we will announce other complementary projects that will continue to close the circuit for the system to function, the culmination of which will be exhibited during the government-backed Delta Summit to be held between the 3rd and 5th of October in Malta." You have Prime Minister Joseph Muscat also retweeting the Founders Bank announcement, and he's been a very supportive Prime Minister of this whole thing in general. And also in comments, CZ had to say this. He said, "We're not only excited to be one of the first investors in this inclusive community for this pioneering initiative, but also look forward to exploring the full range of its banking services. We continue to be delighted by the vibrant blockchain opportunities in Malta and look forward to launching more partnerships in the region as well. So Malta is definitely doing big things, on track to be like that decentralized cryptocurrency kind of haven, right? So that's really awesome news. Also, you have Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. They have been added to Robinhood investing app. More opportunities, more ways for people to get involved. I also wanted to just kind of give a quick shout out to Brave. They've officially passed 3 million monthly active users and have now made the top 10 list in Play stores in 21 different countries. So congratulations, Brave browser. If you guys haven't tried it yet, it's a really awesome experience, no ads. And, you know, there are things that can be worked on in the browser. However, I will say that the team is super fast. You send them an email, they usually get back to you that day. So yeah, really awesome. Congratulations for BAT. Let's talk about our favorite coin that likes to just keep on chugging, which is Waltonchain. So Waltonchain's subsidiary, Tech, officially signed a strategic cooperation agreement with GOM Finance, a subsidiary of GOM Holdings Group. Now you can see right there they are. So basically, what are these two groups? Well, GOM Finance has the perfect use of financial services in retail scene, relying on its 31-year industry experience, science and technology, and support of numerous satisfied users. By the end of 2017, GOM Finance realized 100% coverage in China with 1,600 offline GOM electrical appliance retail stores across the country and provided comprehensive final services to over 10 million users. And Tech, Waltonchain's technical subsidiary, is committed to research and development of human smart sensor chips based on the image sensor technology of a new generation. Its modules, chips, and application solutions are expected to be widely used in LED lighting, smart security, consumer electronics, the new generation of communications, IoT, IOV, public utility management, location-based services, and many more. So that's just more good news coming out of Waltonchain. Now, if we have a look over at Bancor, the self-styled decentralized exchange platform, has pledged to tackle cybercrime threats to cryptocurrency. So after that situation that we had last week, I actually had an opportunity to reach out to the Bancor guys, and they are coming on the channel, but unfortunately, we couldn't set up a time for like another week and a half. So, I mean, it's going to be cool, but I wish that they would have been able to come on a little bit sooner. But anyway, summarizing the platform's future plans, co-founder Guy Benartzi also announced that Bancor's internal tools that help track its hacked funds would be made available to a wider audience. So this move will be a form of a precursor to major crime-fighting initiative, which they hope will result in a contribution of resources and compatibilities to fight crime together. So that's basically their initiative from that situation. We also have DxChain MVP Rocky Mountains being released, so you could come over here, you could check it out on their Twitter or their YouTube. So they do have a video up. Dr. Wei Wang, he's speaking.
Each node has two modules, miner part and storage provider part. Now, let's start miners. More blocks generated.
All right. It's not exactly the most interesting video to watch ever, guys, but they do have the MVP available. If you guys haven't seen my video with Chief Scientist Wei Wang over here, you can go check that out on my channel as well. So another thing I wanted to talk about is, so CZ, he says, I don't like big ICOs. This was a really eye-opening kind of idea about all these ICOs that are trying to raise these huge amounts of money. And he actually even relates it to his own company as well, Binance. So he gives the two examples. He says, say your project is worth 200 million today and you sell 50% at 100 million in your ICO. A day later, your coin is trading on Binance.com. Hype and market overreaction aside, unless you have increased your project's worth in a day, the price won't go up further on the exchange. When price doesn't go up, it goes down. A certain number of people, short-term traders, will dump it for coins that are rising quicker. The dump causes prices to go down, and when prices go down, more people, the less certain ones, will dump as well, causing a downward spiral. He also talks about people are going to lose money, they're going to call you a scam, they're going to basically talk bad about you, and then you're going to be spending all your time trying to fight negative PR instead of actually putting your head down and focusing on the tech. And on top of that, you immediately have this heavy burden that you realize you're going to have to make your project move from 200 million to 400 million valuation, which is not an easy task, especially in bear markets. Now, he compares it to this other strategy. He says, say your project is worth 200 million today, or whatever you'd like to think. But you set your ICO valuation to 30 million and sell 50% for 15 million. By the way, these are the actual numbers for Binance at their ICO. He says, I think they're very decent numbers by any measure for just our promise to deliver. But basically his idea is that he wants you to value your ICO low and allow your project to provide that quality and provide that value over time, which should increase it. But when you start with these really big numbers, you basically throw everything in all at once, and it generally does more damage to your ICO than it does help it. And in fact, when you really look at a lot of these projects, or just a lot of businesses in general, like in the real world that aren't ICOs, getting value, a value of $100 million is a lot in the real world. But, thinking about these ICOs, just doing it just because they can, that's pretty insane. So that was definitely something to think about, guys. Before I move on into just the regular everyday standard news, I always like to drop like one or two things of kind of like educational knowledge in the video. So I do have this article. It's by William Crip 97, and it's the blockchain, the block lattice, and the Tangle for dummies. So a lot of people don't necessarily 100% grasp the difference between blockchains, DAGs, and then within those models, different concepts like Tangle and block lattice. So I think this was just a really great article. You guys can come through here. It's pretty short. So I think it's part 1 of 3. I think it's a series. Looks like he's running on the blockchain and the Bitcoin network. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested. Now moving on to the news of the day, the crypto related news. So we have Tether. So they've recently brought on Leonardo Real, who's the former AML quality control manager at the Bank of Montreal, as chief compliance officer. The hire was reportedly made in order to create the gold standard for regulatory compliance. So if you look a little bit about him, he's a seasoned professional in the traditional financial industry. His background includes not only his position at the Bank of Montreal, but also Bridgeforce Financial, one of Canada's leading managing general agents, etc., etc. He's experienced in stocks, futures trading. So I guess they're just trying to do this for a good look, bring on somebody with credibility to kind of fight that whole Tether FUD that just still keeps going on no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So in other news, so we were talking about that big money coming in, right? So you have billionaire Steve Cohen. He's invested in a hedge fund focusing on cryptocurrencies and blockchain-based companies, according to a person familiar with the matter. The investment was made through his Cohen Private Ventures. So the hedge fund, which is called Autonomous Partners, was started last year by Ariana Simpson, who is an early advocate for cryptocurrencies. It has also secured investments from Union Square Ventures, Coinbase Incorporated, Chief Executive Officer Brian Armstrong, and Kraft Ventures co-founder David Sachs. So in other news, so it says cryptocurrencies will take center stage once again at Capitol Hill next week. The U.S. House of Representatives Financial Services Committee announced Thursday that it would be hosting a hearing titled The Future of Money, Digital Currency on Wednesday, July 18th. Though the committee has yet to announce a full list of participating witnesses, the event will be live streamed on its website. And I actually do have the website pulled up here. This is the event right here. I'll drop a link in that if you guys want, so that'll be listed 100% live. And yeah, so before we go, guys, I also want to say, yesterday I put a poll out of which cryptocurrency you want me to cover next. Out of 355 votes, 47% of you guys voted for Mainframe. So you guys can expect a Mainframe review from me later on today. And also, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, it's at the Crypto Zombie. I do polls like this all the time. Get involved. It's a community thing, So yeah, there you guys go. And well, actually, if we have a look. Yeah, so Mainframe actually is doing pretty well today, guys. So I don't know if they heard about that poll, but anyway, that's probably just complete coincidence. But moving on, I wanted to, just before we go, point out, so there's this 1979 computer store manager predicts the future video by David Hoffman. Now it's a copyrighted video, so I'm going to allow you guys to go view this, but I just wanted you guys to just kind of listen to this for like 5 seconds. It reminds me of where we are right now, the things that we're talking about, and how other people kind of look at you like, huh? Right? Imagine the vision that these guys had back in the day for where computers would eventually take us in the future. And now, I mean, we literally have computers, phones in our hands. But, just like for 5 seconds, listen to this dude.
Or any so totally objective device. Certainly that you can see from those two examples that we're talking about housewives that deal with computers and housewives that don't, cab drivers that do and don't. So on and so on it goes. As to this question of information society, those that will deal with the computer will be far and away ahead of those that do not. Computers are designed to eliminate tedium in our lives. If a computer does not do that, the probability is that you really didn't need a computer to begin with. You probably needed more arms and legs. It's going to be very interesting. The future, this question of how many jobs are going to be created and how many jobs are going to be totally obsoleted by the computer. A computer really has never obsoleted a job that didn't need to be obsoleted.
So guys, I'm not going to spoil the whole video. Go watch it for yourself, but it was just so interesting to see somebody talking about the computer in such an obscure way that, you know, now it's like, well, duh. Of course it makes things easy, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's always that backlash when new things come out, and there's always those pioneers in the space. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It's Friday, guys! Yeah, it's the weekend. Let's go out. Let's enjoy ourselves. It's a beautiful day here in New York. I hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. If not, it's a beautiful day just because it's Friday anyway. So that being said, I love you guys. You're awesome. Shout out to everyone that's been liking, subscribing, and commenting. You guys are the best. Thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.